What is feminism? I think everybody has their own definition.
That's right.
What is feminism?
Feminism is the movement that has come up to struggle for the equality of all sexes.
Me and I'm sure all the viewers see the kind of hate speech or the backlash that happens when feminists are destroying the patriarchy.
That's true.
How does that affect you as Pesh? How does it affect the way you relate to other people, even if it's just not about feminism? Let's say in your law class, in your law class, you're not a feminist, you're a student.
Yeah, I'm a student.
Has it affected how your fellow people maybe discuss with you, or has it affected the way you pick your friends? Has it affected the conversations you have, even if they're casual conversations? You're like, oh, what did you say? You know, if any opportunity to,
Yeah.
or if your dad tells you, kneel down and get me a glass of water, and you're like, Dad, you're crushing the patriarchy, you know? Does it sometimes topple over?
It does not at all. One, because most of my friends, I think, who are actually probably watching this show know the kind of feminism I subscribe to. And I've always defined to them that I am fighting a system, not probably as an individual, but maybe under a group of other women and men or institutions. So when we meet, it's just me, it's also them. And the system I'm fighting for, they also subscribe to the fact that it's wrong. Just that maybe they haven't come out publicly like I have, or they're not able to speak about it, or maybe form some organization or something, or they just do not, they think, yeah, we are already there for it. So it does not affect me at all, even in class. I've seen, even in class comments, there are people who actually speak out about feminism. I think recently we had an argument about the maternity leave being given to the women, and then the paternal leave was only to men who are with their married women. So there was a question that was asked of, why can't the paternal leave be given to a man, even if it's their side chick that is pregnant or something? And of course, my comment was that, yes, definitely, there's a woman out there, and maybe certain laws need to be changed. So I don't think it has affected me a lot. And then at home, it also hasn't, because they just know that definitely if there's a law that is offending a particular group of people, I'll speak about it. Actually, the beauty about the fact that I'm doing law is that we have to speak with authority. Absolutely. So when you're saying this is wrong, you have to explain why is it wrong and which law is actually wrong about it or something like that, as opposed to just waking up and you're all like, men are trash, and yet you don't even have a particular reason backing it. So anyone even that says that really has to have a reason for it. And I don't think it has changed my life as much, yeah. I've been the same. I think you also know that because we're friends.
I don't know. Okay, we're friends, but I don't know. I think I know everybody 100%.
But okay.
Okay, let's go back to a very pertinent, the self-care thing. The importance of a support system. When you're in self-care, you want to, of course, you have acquaintances that you share the same feminism agenda with.
Yeah.
When you're in self-care, of course, I don't know if you want to surround yourself. I don't know how you do it, but I'm not sure. If it was me, I wouldn't want to even surround. When it's time for me to recharge, I don't even want them to be around me.
Yeah.
What is the importance? Do you guys even think of a support system that is outside the feminist circle?
Yeah.
People who are going to remind you of who you are, your goals. Generally, aside from feminism, it's life. It's there. It's life.
Yeah.
Do you have like that kind of such a support system? And do feminists actually believe in that? Do you think it's important?
I think everyone really needs a support system. For one, like Christians have a support system in God. Absolutely. Or in their circles in church and all that. So even me as Pesh, I have a support system. For example, my parents, I really talk to my dad a lot and express how I'm feeling that much, and he tells me to calm down.
You talk to your dad and like you have good relations?
Yeah, so much.
You want to crush the patriarchy?
Yes.
He's not patriarchal?
Sometimes he is, but...
Do you call him out?
I call him out respectfully. So I tell him, but dad, there's this and this. Then he's like, oh yeah, you're right. And then I leave it to him. So he gets to think about it because he's reasonable.
Okay.
But yes, so he's also a support system. I get to tell him that. And of course, my friends, I have both male and female, and yes, feminists do fall in love. I mean, they date.
I was going to ask that. I was going to say,
Okay.
do feminists have a love life? Like, you guys, do you have a space for love?
Yes, they do. So we are, just like any other job, when an engineer is at work and it's a civil engineer constructing roads, they are tough on their workers.
Absolutely.
So they are strict about it. Now, when a feminism is crushing the patriarchy or the system, they're going to be tough about the law and say, hey, all this is happening, but it is wrong and you must know it. But also, aside from that, my mentor, Dr. Miriam Matembe, has been married for over 40 years. So, I mean, irrespective of how hard we get when we're out there and we're talking, very serious matters, just like how you see so many tough people out there speaking so passionately about topics, when they get back home, they're actually very romantic. And yes,
I think I have personally witnessed Dr. Miriam Matembe around her husband. I'm like, oh my God, it's a changed person.
Yeah. So
changed person. So I feel like, okay, it's a personal opinion. It's a personal opinion.
Yeah.
Do not pin Faraja Television for saying this.
Okay.
But I feel like the older feminists kind of need to remind the younger feminists that there is life. This is like a job.
Yeah.
It's like a job that never ends, unfortunately. Exactly. But there's life outside that. There's life outside that. And I think if the older generation told or showed just a clear peeping even of what happens in their lives, then I think would have a very sane. Do feminists fall in love?
Wow.
I'm going to take it back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But do feminists fall in love? Why is it that? I don't know if I want to say this. Do I want to say this? Do I want to say this? Just do feminists fall in love? I'll just leave it at that. I might get implicated for it.
Oh, you won't. But yes, they do. And just like any person who does not subscribe publicly to feminism, you have a right to choose whether to fall in love or not. And
publicly?
Not really publicly, but you know how everyone in this world, there are people who are not yet married, even at the time when society thinks they should be married, or at the time when everyone thinks, yeah, you're now done with work, you have the money, why don't you just settle down and love someone's daughter or son? For them, they prefer being alone, and that's them. So even in feminism, there are those who are fine with getting married, and that's okay, while there are others who are not. So even just like you've said, the older feminists, there are some who are not married and there are some who are married because it's their choice. And also the young ones, well, maybe more or most part of the younger feminists are actually taking it on so hard and not giving it, not giving it time and all that. But I think my advice to them, because I'm also among the younger feminists, is that, I mean, this is life, yeah? So, and like you've said, it's like a job. So even as you go to work, probably to some organization or something,
you take a break.
Yes, you take a break, or, fix time and love someone's son, or fix time and love someone's daughter. And I mean, it's two ways. So if you respect a man, the man will also respect you. Or if a man respects you, then you can actually respect the man as well. So it's two ways.
I think the thing about feminism, a little that I've read, is it helps you as a person, as Pesh, it helps you to recognize when you're being manipulated, and you're quick to, call it out. You're like, excuse me?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. You're more vocal than the rest.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh, like at work and maybe sexual harassment, you're like, bro, no, I know better.
Yeah.
You're at work and maybe you see some sort of gender discrimination, like, bro, A, B, C, D, E. Like you keep, I feel like it helps you to survive. For me, that's what feminism is about.
Yeah.
Like if 50% of people around me could know how to defend themselves, whether male or female, knowing their position in society, knowing that everybody deserves to be equal, my friend, we're okay.
Yeah, that's really feminism.
Yeah. So you have mentioned a lot of work that you do. You're a feminist, you're a guild leader, you're a student, you're a pesh.
Yeah, I'm pesh. Being pesh is really hard.
You're a pesh. I'm sure a pesh entails so many things. You're someone's daughter, you're someone's girlfriend. I don't know, guys, I don't know. Maybe you're someone's friend. Okay, fine, no problem. You're someone's friend. How do you multitask?
Well, I must say multitasking from basic definition is having so much to do on your table at a particular time. How do I do it? I choose priorities. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm a student, and that's really a priority because they sent me to school to study, and
100%.
when I'm out of school is when I can actually get a bigger platform for all the other things. So yes, when I'm in school, it's really school time. And usually when I'm in school, I actually reduce on the work I do in my hometown in Kovoko district. That is the advocacy hub for girl child. So I only do that when I'm at home. And the lockdown or the pandemic really helped me a lot because I did a lot of that work. But when it gets done, definitely I'm going to be more serious in books. And then the leadership bit, of course, when I'm in a lecture, I never pick up calls or respond to anything leadership wise, but when I'm out, that's when I do a lot. And then I think I also know myself so much. I know when I'm tired and I have to rest. I don't over push myself. I think it's important to know that, because if you do not know that you're tired, then you're going to do so much and you put all your mood swings on people around you. But when you know when you're tired, then you relax. And I think the media is also out there to help us with self-care indirectly, only if you have limits to it. So you get online and laugh at jokes and watch videos, and that's how I've survived.
Amazing. Has it affected your mental health in any way? I feel like you have everything in order.
Multitasking, yes, it has. Sometimes, you have so much to do, like so much assignments. In the last 2 weeks, I've been doing coursework and it was hectic. Like I would sleep so late in the night, and even when you're sleeping, you remember, oh my God, I forgot. I'm actually a fellow with Akina Mama wa Africa and UN Women on their African Women Leadership Institute. So I'm running that leadership thing as a fellow. I'm a participant. And then there's one of Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, Young Leaders Forum. So those two have been running, but not on a daily. They happen. Akina Mama happens every Thursday. Every Thursday for 2 hours, while Friedrich Ebert Stiftung happens once a month. So when that time also comes, I attend it. And
Okay, so I feel like you have everything organized. So you're good at multitasking. Not like some of us.
Fairly.
Some of us. Oh God.
But when it gets too much, sometimes I really put everything on hold. There are times I really refuse to even get online for like a whole weekend, or at least I do not respond to text messages for as long as I want, as long as I'm not mentally stable and ready to respond. So
your mental health comes first.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you've heard about myths in feminism. Have you heard about any myths in feminism?
What like feminism? Myths. The myths, yeah. You want me to speak some of the myths?
No. How do you go about that so that they don't affect your mental health? Because there are some very heavy, very uncouth myths.
Well, one for one is that if a myth is not true, then why should I be bothered about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just like any other rumor that would spread around probably if you become rich all of a sudden and people are like, oh my God, where did you get all this from? So usually when such myths come out, especially physically right in front of me, I ignore it, or I just laugh it off and I'm like, believe what you want. Or the people who actually inbox me and send me maybe those memes and they're like, what do you have to say about it? And I'm like, I don't know. So they are forcing you to speak. So what you do is you have to play around it and probably ignore it just to be mentally healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
ignore
because
it.
Exactly.
So what advice do you give to a young first year student who went on Twitter and saw a feminist looking nice and saying certain things, and it decides to jump off without background of how to be trained, how to not to jump on everything?
Yeah.
What advice would you give to such a person to protect their mental health?
Okay. Well, such a person, I must say that so much is happening in the world right now. So whether you're extremely good or extremely bad, people will still talk about
Absolutely.
you, yeah? So what you need to know is just stand firm on what you know and try to, you know, believe in it, yeah? So if you see something about a feminist out there or something about what you're doing, in your line of what you're doing, probably you're a nurse, you're an engineer, a doctor, or a teacher, just ignore it. Ignore it if it's not true. And if it's true, then I think mistakes are human. So you have to forgive yourself for it and then probably confide in someone, the support system we talked about, and pray over it. I'm a Christian, so yes.
Pray over it.
Uh-huh.
Great. So, if you have any feminist questions, you can drop them in the chat section, the comment section. Then maybe we can address them in the next show. But thank you so much for for watching Pesh. Thank you, Pesh, for honoring our invitation as Faraja Television. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us and your experience. I don't take it for granted here on the Mental Health Show. If it's your first time watching any segment of the Mental Health Show, please and kindly don't forget to subscribe so that you can join the family and put that notification bell. Click on it. Yeah, so that you can be notified every time we upload a new video on the show. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, which are at Faraja Television on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for your daily news updates and for anything to do with mental health. I hope that we all celebrated the World Mental Health Day last week. This week? Last week? When was it? This
Recently,
week.
yeah,
Very
but
recent.
it really
was last week. So I hope that we all celebrated our World Mental Health Day and we took that day off as relaxation day,
Or the
because
question
you
day.
have to. Yeah. There was a question day.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you so much for watching the videos and till next time.